didn't do anything but ruin my life. All right, boom. So we got Eddie with the Fetty. I'm gonna see if this. I hope the mic is. Yeah, the projection is good. All right, so the first thing we got to do is let you do a plugin for your clothing line. You could say what the name is and what problem you were trying to solve when you decided to start it.
Okay. I'll talk now?
Yeah, you can talk.
Oh, my bad. My bad. So, my brand is more about not tribalism, because when I look at that term, it's more colonialist in a sense. But when you look at my logo, it's a G inside of a circle, but it's also an A.
Okay.
That was the first and the last letter of the name of my brand.
Okay.
So it's like Alpha Omega, but it's also we're one
Okay.
inside
Okay.
the circle.
I
So
got you.
Alpha Omega is one with everything. Now I'm Puerto Rican, so ancestrally, like my other half is Taino. So I wanted to blend tribalism, but with urbanism in the sense that you want to call it like that, and just make it a whole story. So it's like we have the ability to create whatever we want abundantly without us being stopped
True
for
that.
doing it,
True
and
that.
also trying to be something great that we're all supposed to be. We all have enough creativity to all be abundant.
True.
And my brand pushes the message of I'm one with everything, but I'm also sovereign, and I can make my own choices if I want to. It's my freedom to learn and to hold myself accountable, but also be deeply rooted ancestrally.
Okay.
So always remember your story, where you come from, but you also have the ability to progress and do greater things than those before you. And if you know, this is the reason why we're here, but this is also the reason why we're trying to be put behind.
Yeah.
And why we're being put behind is because of that reason. They don't want us to be greater than them. And if you know who it is. I don't really gotta speak much, and it's not because I'm scared. It's because it's for you to work that out with yourself.
Yeah, word.
So that is what my brand is. It's about you, but it's also about the whole circle. You know what I'm saying? Without anything, we wouldn't know what anything is. So never look at something as a bad thing. Always look at it as a good thing, because politically, what was going on right now wasn't going on. We wouldn't want anything better. So always look at stuff like, if you judge others or you judge other things, you're judging yourself at the end of the day, because it's all a projection.
Yep.
And that's why
Yep.
I fuck with animations. I fuck with how do you call that? With digital art, art in general, because art is a projection
Yep.
of your internal world. So you got to remember, when you're looking outside, it's just what's being projected from the inside of you.
Yep.
So when you judge other things, you're just judging yourself, and when you keep judging yourself, you destroy yourself. So my brand also talks about just love yourself and do not judge yourself. I got the dad finger going on. Damn! Put that away.
No.
But look,
Took that shit in
I'm
the
not
waistband.
trying to be unk here, but
Nah, Uncle Sup.
Uncle.
We need it.
Nah, but yeah, my brand is love yourself, love where you come from, but also love your future as well, because it all matters. Not one thing is lesser than the other. Not one thing is over the other. It's just one big moment. And times and calendars and days do not separate that. You're in just one big moment trying to figure it out. To remember who you are in the will of God. And if God is your father, if you're biblically speaking, if God is your father, then that means you're a child of God. And what God passes on to you is greater than anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And you are greater than
Exactly.
anything, because you're fearfully, wonderfully made. So you gotta imagine, if you're worth more than gold and silver, or even precious gems, then what are you for real?
Right.
And why are they trying to destroy you so bad? Why are they trying to keep you in the loop? Because the moment you wake up, it's over.
You find it. Yep. You
So
find your
it's
purpose.
just art expressing art.
Yep.
I can put my imagination onto another piece of imagination and put it back on my imagination,
and then
because
put
it's
it
all
into
just
somebody
your
else's
imagination.
imagination. Yep, exactly.
That's why when Patrick and SpongeBob went in that box, imagine
yeah,
they
you
imagined
got
it
to
all like they were somewhere else. And that's what's going on right now.
Yep, and Squidward outside of the box couldn't relate.
So long story short, it's just art.
Art within art. Okay.
Art within art is all interpretation.
So it's a good innuendo to how did your relationship with mental health change as you got older?
So I always felt that I wasn't seen. Even though I was kind of like the favorite in the family, because my grandma made it a point to point that out. Yeah, even though it hurt me in the inside to see that certain siblings, certain people in the family are not loved as they should be loved as themselves. And that made me wake up to the point of like finding a deeper truth.
Yeah.
You know, I was a Christian for a very long time, more than I can imagine. Even to this day, I'm kind of Christian. You can't really get rid of it because it's still knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Whether it's good or bad. So it just going deep into the Bible, because the Bible gave me this instruction. It may be different than y'all, and it might be because I have undiagnosed ADHD. But what is that? It's
But
just a superpower.
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
I went deep into the Bible. I couldn't just read it and be like, nah, that's it. So as the further I go into Paul's epistles, I see he's trying to point out that we're all one unit. We're all the body of Christ. Every member of that body is important. So everybody that's part of that body is important. Every tendon, ligament, blood vessel, whatever it may be, right? If we're talking physical, it's all important. Even the cells that are in your body, we're all made up of millions of cells, trillions of cells. And those cells have cells that are holding it up. And then inside of that is more cells. So it's like, is it really done up when it's done up? Or is it infinite? Because if your body keeps going and going and going within itself, imagine something else like a leaf or a fucking grass blade that you walk over every day. You walk over it every day not thinking
Everything
it's you.
has purpose.
Right, it doesn't have a purpose. It's not sentient. Everything is sentient because it's all a witness of itself, of our higher self, of ourself, our lower self, our inner self, whatever it may be. It's just you. At the end of the day, you close your eyes, what happens? Everything disappears.
Exactly.
So when you think of disappearance, you don't think of, oh, that's it, because even when you close your eyes, you can still imagine without being fully aware.
Yes.
It's kind of like a screensaver on the...
Yeah, right.
It's a
on the
screen...
loop.
Right, when your laptop goes to sleep, what happens? You feel me?
It's not dead.
It's a screensaver pop up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all... That's like a second part of your imagination. It's more dimensional than where you're at. So imagine when you pass, right? You're not really gone. Because even if energy keep going, what eats you up? The worm,
Yeah,
the
right.
ants, whatever it may be, all these bugs, beetles, whatever, then the dirt, and then you continue spreading life. So you just become part of everything. And you don't even imagine it like that because they put you in a box.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yep.
was never meant to be put in a box
Yep.
while we're talking on a laptop or we watching TV. Everything's a box because they want to keep you in that box.
Yeah.
You know, shoes were meant to be worn, right? So when you take the shoes out of the box, what happens? Now they're free.
Yes.
To go wherever they want
to go. Yep.
Right? Sometimes you might put them in the closet for a little while, but they still gonna go somewhere. So when I started thinking about that, it's like, okay, this is what the monks have been telling us all along. We gotta be one because you're not apart from anything. There's monks that they put masks, and they get a broomstick, and they brush their path before them because they don't want to hurt anything so bad. Because they understand that cell that's in that leaf, or that leaf itself, or even the dust, that's all me. So if I hurt that, I'm hurting myself. And that's what Jesus said. If you judge others, you judge yourself. And it's not about what you consume with your mouth. It's what comes out of your mouth
Exactly.
that matters. So you keep talking down to yourself to keep you in the box that way. So
The words of
when
your
I
house.
got taken out of that box, it made me see the other world
Yep.
that everybody can't see right
The real world for what it is.
now. And now people are waking up. I'm not saying that they're not seeing. Because a lot of people are waking up now saying, what is this for?
Yeah,
Why can I pay bills and all this
and still not have nothing for
and
myself?
still have nothing for myself, even my own life?
Exactly. I don't even have my own life.
Right.
That's what's important, man. Them 9 to 5s.
They make you think that you're not rich because you don't have what they want you to have. But you already have everything that God gave you.
Exactly. Everything you ever needed.
And God is not just a singular thing. It's everything. It's God with many faces. He's a part of everything. He said in Psalms, I believe, if you pick up the rock, I'm right there too. You know what I'm saying? Under the rock also. He's not just in your body. He's not just outside of your body. He's everything.
Everywhere.
Everything as a whole. So for us to finally wake up and become a whole again, that is the will of God, that we all become a whole again, because we're too divided. And we become more like the colonists themselves because we hate each other every day.
Yep.
Even by the smallest
Yep.
tone of voice.
Yep.
We all hate each other. Just for those little
The
things.
smallest things.
And that's what makes us
Minuscule.
more worse than they are.
Yep.
That was the point.
Because we choose to hate
The
ourselves.
servant becomes worse than the master. This is why in the Django we get the slave. You get the slave that be snitching his own people out because he just wants to be at their table when he never will be. Because they said it.
Calvin.
Climbing ladders is the work of the devil. Why?
Yes,
Because
yes.
God gave everything for you to dominate and fruitfully multiply. And guess what? You're not multiplying.
It's right there in front of you.
And if we are multiplying, we're feeding into their
Exactly.
system. Because the more we have babies, this is why monks don't have babies either. Why Jesus didn't have babies. Because he knew, if I put a baby in this world, it's just another coin to their system.
Yeah.
It's another piece to that machine. And
just a
to
cog.
get out of that machine, what people have to do is completely come out of that system. It's going to be hard, but the more God strips away what you have, you start understanding.
Yes.
I never really needed anything but myself, and everything is me, so I need everything. When you start thinking I need everything, then you stop treating the outer world like shit.
Exactly.
You don't become what they are, you just observe it. And you're like, all right, well, it is what it is. What you want to think of me is what you want to think of me. I used to be there too. So what can I really say?
We all were.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody. But that's what I'm saying. This is perfect right here where it says, was there a moment where you had to admit to yourself that you weren't okay, and what did you do after that? Because I know I definitely had that moment. That's like that's ultimately sometimes people's rock bottom when you finally admit that you're not okay. Because most motherfuckers just, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm cool. Nah, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I'm cool.
Yeah, it's just like, it almost made it seem like being realistic.
Yeah.
Is,
For once.
is sickening.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's the only way that you can honestly be heard is if you talk to a puppet in their system.
Yeah, right. About what fits their criteria in their mind.
Look, I don't think therapy is wrong. I'm just saying, you just got to be aware of yourself too. That's the only way therapy will work. It's making you aware of yourself. But they're recording this so that they can make you look more crazy.
Yep.
Because the drugs they feed you and keeps you in that loop. Now, again, if you're trying to do the task of trying to live in this world and at least try to do right, the medicines do help with that. But it keeps you involved.
It does. It does.
And I ain't gonna lie, I watched my girl go through therapy before. And the lady doesn't say much. She's just there talking. And then she'll say, all right, well, they'll call you. She'll say what she needs to say, agree a little bit, and then says what she needs to say, but it's not that much.
Nah.
It's just enough to keep you there.
She needs a therapist that's more reactive, because I feel like the lady that I go to, that's my therapist, she's an Islamic lady. So it already helps that, like, we share the same religion, so we already relate to the same God. So you know what I'm saying? So it already makes you, like, more open to be able to be free with this person, because it's like you're not judging me on any other scale. So it's like therapy within therapy. Exactly. So and then on top of it, like, she's my friend, so like she'll talk to me and be like, you know you was bugging when you did that, right? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just saying like, oh, well, how did that make you feel? Like she's legitimately saying like, nah, that was wild, and this is probably why you did it, because it relates to this, and this.
A real therapist will have you digging and then find an answer, not just leave you in a cliffhanger.
And then say, well, when would you like to book your next visit? Like, nah, bro, you just
hanging there, how?
And you just want the money, and you don't really get any of the work. You know, that's why people are so against therapy, because they go to therapy, and then shit like that happens. Where it's like
medicine. But it's like,
and she trying to keep me off medicine. She like, no, just stop having manic episodes. Just breathe. You feel me? Like, you seem like you got it.
And
just
that's
chill.
what I'm saying. Like, I started taking therapy myself when I had insurance. They took away my insurance. I couldn't do it no more. So I'm sitting here doing the work within myself, and that's driving me even more crazy.
Exactly.
Because I'm thinking I'm right the whole time.
You need somebody else to help you carry the burden.
So I'm thinking I'm right the whole time, but really I'm just judging myself. That's all I'm doing. Like, the moment I start saying something about my mom, something might come up that I did. The same thing that she used to do or is still doing. You know what I'm saying?
Pattern.
Or when I, like, not saying like talking about her, but when I'm talking about the situation that happened within myself, I'm looking at it like I'm right and she's wrong.
Okay.
No. It's more so I need to get down to the conclusion of what this is really telling me about myself, so I can fix it internally, because that's the only way I can do it.
Valid.
If I do the work.
Valid.
Right? Because yes, faith without works is a gift, right? Salvation is free. It's a free gift. But he's not talking about outside work that feeds the system. It talks about doing the internal work.
Exactly.
Faith without works is dead, because you can have all the faith you want, but really that self-doubt about yourself will keep you farther away from the truth than what you realize.
Yo, for real, because it's self-doubt. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important part, is that it's self. You got to remember what you tell yourself. They always say your words are your house. So what you tell yourself is what you build around you. So if you're telling yourself, I hate this, I hate that, I'm this piece of shit, I'm this, that, I'm this, that, you already built your house without a roof. So now when it starts raining, the rain is coming directly on you. Why? Because you built the fucking house. It's literally that simple. Like, it's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, all you got to be like, it will get better. Like, it's just about wording.
You know what I'm saying? You can always build on to that. You know what I'm saying?
Because it will, man.
Exactly.
It's
like your reference.
lifetime.
Like your reference, right? You sitting there thinking like, I fucked up. I never put a roof. But instead of thinking that way, you're supposed to think, I can just build the roof today.
I
figured out there's a problem. And I can fix that problem, but you're gonna have to do the work to fix that problem.
Everybody has to start somewhere.
You want to stay dry when it's storming out. You want to be safe from that storm. You got to build a firm house, because a house divided will fall within itself.
It will. It will.
Right? This is what Jesus taught too. Right? Again, I learned a lot of my stuff biblically, and I'm sorry you don't like Bible stuff. Eventually, I didn't like Bible stuff too, because
but it relates so much to life.
Yes, it does.
It relates so much to life.
You can find some truths in there, but there's also
let me get you some water.
It's also an edited version. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be real with yourself, you just got to be honest. Like, okay, what is it that this thing is trying to teach me for real? Because it's not just there for no reason. Because if I was really as perfect as I want to say, or if I'm really as whole as I want to say, nothing will really bother me, because that trigger right there in itself, that trigger means you have a problem. And if you have a trigger that bothers you, you're only destroying yourself with that trigger, because it's making you think that another person's wrong and you're not. That's very egotistical and egocentric, and a lot of us had that because of trauma and the way we were raised and all that. But you have to understand, a trigger means a problem. It's not really a problem, but yeah, it is, because a problem, you can always solve a problem. That's what math is for.
Yo, a lot of people, we talked about this literally just in my support group. Of course, just last week, we talked about how some people just want the problem. They don't want the solution. I've come across so many people like that in my lifetime, to be honest with you. And I'm cool with problems, because I feel like I'm a problem solver. So it's like I get a problem and I'm like, all right, how do I assess this?
Right.
Without, upsetting myself or upsetting the entire situation. But most people are like, nah, this nigga always. And it's like, well, why don't you just get away from him? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like, it seems like I'm being a smart ass, but it's like, I just be telling people. Maybe it's because I'm a Pisces. I always be like, nah, I could just not talk to you no more.
Right.
And I'll be cool with it. Like, and I just be cool with
it. I'm a Libra.
Yeah.
I'll be like, Yeah, I'd rather ghost you.
Yeah, I would much rather just protect myself because it's my peace. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is something that I hold to probably like the highest standard. Is my peace. I don't give a fuck about nothing else but peace. That shit is like chaos is fun when you're a kid and you don't realize that it's traumatic experiences.
Yeah,
but
you
then
got
when you get
distractions,
older,
that's
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get older and you like, God damn, how much shit did I just get myself into? You know what I'm saying? When you just take a step back. Like you said, when you take a step back out the box and you're like, oh. And then we live in such a small town.
I was part of that movie the whole time. What the hell? Now you
It's
just,
this small ass
now you
town,
just a director.
man.
You're like, oh, cut that scene.
Just
I don't
cut-
like. Let me see what I can fix about that.
So, how did becoming a father change the way you saw yourself as a man?
Well, because of trauma and what I've been through, and I'm not saying that I went through more than most, because that's kind of like crazy. I know people that have been through a lot. But what I've been through personally with my own trauma was that I kind of pushed away the kid I used to be. And you got to remember, you're always younger than somebody else.
Yeah, word.
Even when you grow up, the system is telling you, grow up so that you can feed my system. And that's why when we get older and we go straight into a job and don't work on something that can actually make you free and feel good and do what you want, that also causes more trauma and puts more of a weight on your shoulders to the point where you don't even want to deal with life no more.
Exactly.
Because you're like, oh, I just gave up that one piece of time that I could have just really focused on myself and actually like get a head start on focusing on myself so I know what I really want. Instead, you just jump straight into the system because they put you in a part of life where you're constantly having to survive. So I kind of pushed away that kid I used to be, and I used to be like, well, I gotta focus on other things. Not knowing the way I'm also pushing away not my innocence, but my child self.
Yep.
And just being able to be a father, I can see like, okay, I could be a part of this too. Just because I'm 32 years old doesn't mean I should just sit there and keep complaining and pointing my finger and getting mad about what they're doing, because it's something inside of me that I pushed away by myself because of my choices. So I start getting mad at little me's, and I'm like, why am I getting mad?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be that, and I used to be happy when I was that. I can still be that now, but it's also because of things that I've dealt with coming up as a grown-up that made me feel like I need to fight everything because it's taking something away from me that I can't get back.
That we have as kids.
That I can get back. You know what I'm saying? On my own if I do the work. So what I've noticed is like being a father is basically like, okay, I can still take care of my kids and be an adult, but also be a kid again, and just be like them, just be a child. And the only way to enter the kingdom of heaven is what? To be a child. If you want to be really taken care of, if you want to be sovereign, let everything take care of you as it's supposed to. Because we should be able to just go down the street and pick a damn fruit off a tree.
Who they say God rewards babies and fools.
Well, did he make the everything?
Like, come on
everything.
now.
Right? Even the dogs get some crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Don't think about it like that. That's kind of like slave talk. It makes sense. Like, even the dogs get crumbs from the table. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything is supposed to be where it's supposed to be fed, taken care of, and nurtured. If you want to get back to that area of you where you're being nurtured, you have to take care of yourself first and get rid of those old patterns and, I guess, karmic cycles, what you want to call it, and basically slowly peel that onion and keep getting to each layer to get back to that point. Because the only way you will accept again to be basically a child and be free and be in your creativity and your imagination and just be happy and floating around and whatever you want to do, you have to accept that there's a system that fed you. A system that fed you lies, that you weren't supposed to be just free. That you're always meant to climb a ladder to be validated, to always get the newest thing to be recognized, to consistently thinking that you're not as good looking, you're not as smart thinking as the next person. You have to remove yourself completely from the system.
Yeah.
And this is why everything's falling apart. Because these systems taught you and they all work together. You can't think and go to Russia and be like, I'll be better off here. Or go to Africa, I'll be better off here, because they all share the same system.
Exactly.
Why do you think they have a United Nations? Why do you think they have currency? Because each currency can transfer to another one. It's all a system working within itself. It's all powering itself. And the more we keep feeding it, it powers that system up. And you're thinking, oh, I'm a great actor at this point. I'm just a great actor because I'm telling myself it's okay, but slowly but surely I'm fucking dying. I'm dying. All my energy is being depleted. When I was supposed to be eternal, I'm in the image of God, right? I'm supposed to be eternal. Why am I dying and coming back as a different being, or the same being, or maybe just the same consciousness in some other form? Why do I keep doing that? You know what I'm saying? Because even when Jesus was alive, they thought he was the prophet Elijah. And there was no type of karmic retribution or loop that, if we want to talk about scapegoatism, scapegoating, right? If we want to talk about scapegoating, the devil is only something that was made up to be a scapegoat.
Yep.
To our pain,
to our suffering. Yep, exactly.
All this time,
we put that shit on ourselves.
You're reading Job and Psalms. Do you not see every time, even in Revelation, God has gave the devil permission to test mankind? And mankind keeps sleeping because they're thinking it's okay. Or they question it, they start questioning why and getting to the answer. And then the closer we get to that answer, they restart shit. That's why we have computers. They literally showing us in their faces. The moment we turn off that picture, and then we turn it on again, we just get repowered every time. When we go to sleep and we have dreams, that's basically the closest thing to dying, right?
Yep.
So who goes to know that we're just waking up in another slide or another mission on that game, and we're just here thinking that it's all real when it's not. Because like I said, what your brain puts out is not the reflection of the outside. It's a projection.
Yes.
A projector projects the image. A TV screen projects the image from the inside, not from the outside. They've been showing us little by little so they don't get no karma for the loop they keep us in to benefit them, because they don't want to die out.
Yep.
This is how we're feeding them. They don't want to die out. And God's been telling you, you've been feeding this system. Babylon the Great will fall. Because they're building that right now, the Great. We're in Babylon, but they're trying to build the Great. And the Great is micromanaging the shit out of you.
Yes.
And guess what? When you micromanage your kid, what do? Cause trauma. Now that kid don't fuck with you.
Yep.
And when that kid don't fuck with you, they fight back until they can escape this shit. And then they think they're in the better part. And you're just continuing the system. So that's what I mean. Kids taught me that. I am trapped within myself.
Yep.
And I have to get out. And the kids are helping me to get out because it's telling me just be like them. Don't traumatize them. Just be like them. Stop letting life beat you up because you know it ain't real.
Exactly. It's not, man. That's not real. Jobs ain't real. Them niggas will let you go in a fucking instant. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, none of that shit is real, yo. Only thing that's real is the way you treat yourself.
You were meant to be eternal, not just disposable. They make you think everything is disposable, even your own life. It's not. It's not. It's just a loop.
Throwing everything away.
I cloned Tyrone, or they cloned Tyrone.
I just watched that shit this morning.
They cloned Tyrone. What did they do? Find another base with themselves.
Yup,
and
exactly.
They do what they do and they kill you. They put you in that other body.
And
they
then
download
your consciousness to another one, and then here you go, reproduced the same nigga all over. So how do you make space for your dreams while still showing up fully as a father?
Well, first of all, I wait to do. Well, I used to. I'm sorry. I used to wait for my turn. So don't wait for your turn. Just do it. Even if you're taking care of your child.
Like you got it right.
Your child is not stopping you from doing anything you just think. They keep taking away from you.
Yep.
That's you. You're taking care of yourself again.
Yo, I'm telling you, because my niece supports me through everything. Though she's not my child, it's just that goes to show that people use their kids as an excuse to not follow through in their dreams. Because I'll be like, yo, Zoe, I want to be a firefighter. She's like, Auntie, it's the coolest thing that you told me. I swear to God, when I get older, I want to be a firefighter too. And it's like, imagine if that was my kid and it's somebody that I'm raising. You know what I'm saying? But I'm part of her village. So she sees somebody progressing.
Yep. what else is she gonna do?
Exactly.
Flourish.
Be better.
Be better.
Wow, who would have fucking thought,
It's
man?
it's like with my cousin. He was in high school, right? And I noticed like he was trying to like get into the workforce because he's like 16. He's like, I need to work. You know, I want to make my own money so I can do my own thing.
Yup.
I said, bro, what do you like right now? You play basketball, right? What do you like right now that's on your feet? The most important thing to basketball, your shoes, right? Take those shoes, and mind you, I'm not rich yet, but I got ideas. I'll give them to other people because I have enough ideas so we can all win. You know what I'm saying?
That's what exactly.
Right. So I'm telling him, take those shoes from other people and clean them up. $20, $30. Yo, I'll clean your shoes up, bring them back, wrapped up, boom. Now you start thinking, oh, I got supplies that I got to resupply on, like reestablish my inventory. So you got to think about how much it costs you to get a thing of plastic, how much it costs you for the cleaning stuff, right? And you add that price onto whatever the product is, right? Which is cleaning. You're charging $20, $30 for cleaning, charge another $15 to resupply yourself. And he's like, oh, okay, you know, he called me uncle. But he, this was a while ago though, but he's trying to go into the military now.
Okay.
But he was telling me, yo, that's a great idea. I'm gonna do it. So he started doing it, and he started seeing it and making a little bread from it. Now he did end up working because
he wanted to make more money.
Yeah, he just.
I mean, because you know
but
the money game, the numbers game, man, it never ends.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
So he starts getting into working, and he likes it. He's like, okay, I like it. I'm making bread or whatever. He's doing his own thing now. He graduated like a couple months back before the year, I think. So he just recently graduated not that long ago, and he just like, I guess he was just trying to find what to do, and now he wants to go into the military. But we all proud of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, if our government wasn't so corrupt, I would love to go to the military just because, like, I love combat training, and I feel like we probably have the best combat training specialists in this country outside of Asia. But nah, like I would Like I mean, they're just so weird here. It's like brainwashing. Like they don't train you to be yourself. They train you to be a cog in the system, and then now you corrupt. You fight for the people, but then martial law come, and you fight against the people. Nigga, what?
You're still fighting against yourself.
Like, this shit makes no sense, bro.
Right.
It makes no sense.
And this is why I say life is a projection. Because while you're fighting yourself on the outside, trying to break yourself free from it. And everything keeps showing you break yourself free from it, but you still stay in it because you're hopeful.
That something might change. That somebody might change it for you. You gotta change it yourself.
Yeah, you gotta change it for yourself.
That's the most important thing.
You feel me? So, you know, it's like, I know my cousin has some things he has to deal with because like, nothing's perfect. And I see him like wanted to actually be, in a sense, validated too, but also find his own thing where he could start off at least a little bit wealthier. But it's like, how much of your soul are you willing to give up? You know what I'm saying? And he never, I feel like he was more so pushed forward rather than, you know, it's okay to walk in place for right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I could see that battle, and it's like maybe he has to just do what he gotta do. Just be proud of him.
Yeah, do what you right. And then you
remember,
figure it out
don't
on
go
your own.
against who you are.
Never compromise your integrity. Exactly. Because then you know you're going to be on a fucking bed in the hospital talking about, damn, I wish if I just, you know what I'm saying?
Because my grandfather's death hit him hard. Because that was his only, like, true father figure. And I'll say, like, for me, he was also a father figure. Because I used to come there, he used to watch stuff about science, string theory. He loved playing guitars. Whenever he got a chance, he'd go canoe. So he wasn't like, he was into everything. Okay. Nature-wise. Okay, that's dope. He'll find Native American arrowheads and little asteroids or whatever, pieces of comet or whatever. He had so much collections of stuff, and he was just there with himself every time. And he was a little nonchalant because he's a tourist. I ain't gonna lie, a little nonchalant. But whenever he needed to show up, he showed up. But he always showed up for himself first. It's important. Especially since he's working hard and paying for shit. It's important, so man. He taught me, like, even after he died, he left my grandma with the house and all that. And it's like, You can be yourself and still supply people with what they need. Not as if they're taken away from you.
The more of yourself you become, the more you can supply people with what they need. Because it's like, I've already gave myself everything I needed. Like, you know, what else I got?
I got everything I need.
I got everything I need. Yo, that's because you're
Right.
selfless. You know
So
what
it's
I'm
always
saying?
like, make sure your cup is full before you pour into others. And
Yes.
you're not going to have enough.
Yes. Pouring
And
out
you need-
the empty
and
fucking
enough
cup.
is you. It's never outside. Currency is called currency for a very specific reason.
Yes,
because it needs to flow to you.
For
like
the
a current.
current
Yeah.
moment, yes, exactly. So it's never going to be steady. It's always going to be a
Yeah,
current.
there's always different currents, different flows of water.
Exactly.
Water is formless.
Yep.
It takes the form of what you want it to be. So imagine if you're made up of water and everything has hydrogen, you can manipulate
Yeah,
it. Okay, that's why they
exactly.
got hydrogen bombs and hydrogen products, because they learn how to manipulate.
The
pieces of
molecules and-
themselves.
Yup, exactly.
That's what scientists are. They're just alchemists, but they're alchemists on a certain level of frequency because they still feed the system.
Exactly.
And it's not their fault either, because if they had a chance to just be like, Eureka! You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll be able to give it to people that actually support them and do something good with it. But because they become part of the system, now is another
Yup,
level of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so what insecurity tried to stop you from going after what you wanted, and how did you push past it?
Insecurity. What wall did I have to jump to basically
To
think
get,
that way?
Yeah, basically.
Just myself every day.
Yeah.
Just
Being with yourself every day, right?
Yeah, being myself every day, or at least listening to myself instead of pushing my thoughts away.
Okay.
More observing my thoughts and being like, can I do something good with these thoughts? And that's one wall I have to face. It's like, I can go over this wall and find something greater at each time within myself that I can work on and fix.
Dead ass though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
As simple as I can put it.
I mean, because it's simple, but at the same time, it's so hard for most to just sit with yourself and be like, yo,
Yeah.
these thoughts may help me, but you just don't want to face them. Like, it's like, no, because I've got to see this, and then that, and then this, and then that. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, me, I caused all of this, you know?
People treat their mental health like a foreclosure.
Yeah, yeah.
They think they can just get up and go and leave everything behind. That debt's still gonna follow you. Or
boy.
your shit's still
Them
gonna be
niggas-
in that house.
Yo.
Why you wanna say that? Because I went through a foreclosure and I moved away, but I still had shit in that house that I had to get. And I even brung some stuff with me. But it was the stuff that I thought was most important. And I left the other things behind. So it's like, you gotta pick yourself up every time and make sure that you don't treat yourself like a foreclosure and just leave your shit behind. Right? You gotta take it with you and then work through it and get rid of the things that you don't want. Not just leave it all at once because you think certain things are more important than the other. You gotta go through everything and remember the energy that it brought you. And then say, was that a good or bad energy? And not to detach, is more observe. Okay, this is the effect that it got onto me. So it's like, sometimes that's why we can go back to certain memories and remember them. Because what happens is your subconscious wants you to go through that moment and pick every single thing apart. Not in a judgmental way, but in a way,
But
how can I make
yes.
this situation better? And that's why you have memories. and
Strategic
dreams.
development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dreams are deeper than that. But
Yeah, I mean, because your dreams, they kind of reflect what your reality is in just visions. You know, visions and interpretations of like, yeah, like that's what the old people say, like, oh, we had a dream about fish, somebody in the family is pregnant, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a
but
fact,
it's
yeah.
just that, like, it's because it's an interpretation of whatever is going on in your life, but
Yeah.
your subconscious is just giving it to you the way that it, I guess, reflected it. You know
Yeah,
what
at
I'm
that
saying?
moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does confidence mean to you now, and not the old version, but the real version that you feel in yourself?
Confidence is not about going for something better than what you have now. It's more observing you have everything you need and you're okay the way you are. And you don't need to change that. You just need to look at it in a better way.
Yep.
And look at how other people act and what they do, and not try to interfere with their thoughts. Because I don't know if majority of Christians know this, but the Apostle Paul said, whether they're, I believe it's in Corinthians, I'm sorry, 2 Corinthians maybe, there is a person that eats everything. There's a person that only eats vegetables. The person that eats everything judges the person that just eats vegetables and asks them, why are you just eating vegetables? It doesn't matter what you eat or what they eat, because you're both standing and falling in front of God, and God is the only one that picks you up. So the only one that is showing you what the truth is God, right? So when you look at your higher self or source or God, you got to look at it like, okay, he's always carrying me in the moments that I don't think he's carrying me in. And I have to realize that I'm being carried and taken care of. And that gives you more confidence, because it's like, I can be who I am as long as it's not like hurting you or hurting others. But even then, it's like you still have a lesson in that. And it's like, no matter what moment you're in, what time of place you're in, or time of day you're in, you're always being carried no matter what. And from Genesis, I could say all the way to Matthew, you could see moments where David, Job, Moses, Abraham, where they were upright men, but they still made mistakes. Even Noah, what he do? He got drunk. His kids brung shame to him, and he cursed his kids because they brung shame to him for something that he did, which was get drunk. We all curse each other, right? Even God. And you got to understand that you're always taken care of, so take care of yourself. And make sure that you don't think that things are insecurity, because they're not. They're just things that are in you that you have to reflect on.
Yes.
And you gotta fix that, because nobody gave that to you but you. You put that in your head because of fear, because of constraints.
False evidence appearing real.
Right. Exactly.
That's it.
So you have to just stop saying things are bad. Stop giving it bad definitions, because they're not inherently bad. They just look bad because in society's terms, their constructs, they deem it that way. But what you deem as bad is just a projection into another realm or another life that you didn't know you had within and without. So don't secure it inside of you. Let it go. Everything is meant to be let go at a certain point. Because if you're abundant, you're not without. You're always with something.
Exactly.
So if you are within yourself, you're always going to be abundant outside of yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you should not work on anything and just let it go. Of course, work on it, hold it, and when you're ready to release it, release it.
Exactly.
Just make sure you learn everything you can from that and give it new energy. Just for everybody's sake, even yourself.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
So, what's something you're proud of that doesn't get talked about enough? Even if it's just something that's a self-accomplishment. Feel like got a little braggadocious going on.
Well, I've always been the person to think that I shouldn't be proud of myself. So
That's
everything
important.
that I do
That's
should
important.
be everything that I do should be supported.
Yeah.
And that's not being egotistical, as is all about me, but really it is about me, because it's my life.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying that I deserve praise, or I need to be always praised or validated, because I don't need any of that. I'm valid within myself. So even when I look at, should somebody give me more of an applause for this? If there's a certain piece of artwork or something that I worked on, I say no. Because it's all important at the end of the day. Somebody's going to like it. Somebody's going to support it. Somebody's going to want it for themselves, because they can take that as a piece of something they like from you. And now you both share it as friends. Because customers, people that buy things from you, whatever it may be, those are people supporting a piece of your dream that you thought would never be supported. So you just put it out there. You do what you want to do. Be yourself. It will eventually be supported by someone, and then multiple people. and then eventually thousands.
And that's exactly. Then millions.
So-
And you know what I'm saying? The platforms are endless these days, man. Look at Kai Cenat. Started from high school making videos in his classroom, all his friends clowning him, and then look at the fucking most famous streamer in the world.
Yeah, fact.
Come on now. Okay, so this is the last question.
Oh, hold on.
Go ahead.
And remember, on your journey of doing things for yourself, there's going to be doubters, there's going to be naysayers. And
Haters.
no matter what form of life, you will always have something. You might not hear it right away, but eventually you will. And as you see, she referenced Kai Cenat, right? Kai Cenat, he is at a point where he just wants to focus on himself and clothes. And if you look in the comments, guess what? Haters, because he chose himself again. If he didn't choose himself in the first place, you would never get Kai Cenat.
Exactly.
So you got to remember, it's okay to support yourself. It's not arrogant. It's okay to have a bigger vision than what is given to you.
Yes.
It's okay for that. And
To
if
be
people
bigger than
doubt
your
it, it's okay too,
circumstances.
because they're only making you more secure of yourself. That's what I'm saying. Nothing's really an insecurity, something that you can hold inside yourself, because it's all meant to be shared. And you shouldn't be scared to share your truth.
It's a flux.
Because your truth is who you are. And if you hide that away, you just become everybody else. You become an image of everything outside of you. Everything that you deem as negative or bad, you know?
Nah, but everything is abundant, so it's like,
It's not.
it's like it's never really going to end.
It's
It's
not.
never really
It's
going to
not.
end. But it's like abundance comes in like positivity and negativity. So you got to remember the abundance you're bringing to yourself. That's what's important. Because if you're
Facts.
bringing in abundance of fucking chaos, and you keep saying niggas ain't shit, then I bet you any amount of money you're going to keep finding niggas that ain't shit because you keep telling yourself that.
Exactly.
Like it's what you tell yourself is what's important.
Again, it's not what you consume or what's inside of you, is what comes out of you.
Exactly.
Because what comes out of you is what's inside of you already, right? But it's not. It shouldn't be the. How do you say? It shouldn't be the essence or energy of that. It should be something greater that comes out of you. So if internally
Every
you're
single
battling
time.
yourself and you're saying, "Oh, I'm an idiot," and then you say, "Oh, I'm an idiot." You're agreeing with your thoughts that are not even real, that haven't happened yet, right? So it's the same thing. You drive somewhere, and you say, "I'm gonna be late," in your head, and you project it out. All you're doing is putting the word out there. That's
That
how
you-
God
yep,
created reality,
exactly.
is through His word. So you don't think your words have power, but the more negative you talk, what happens? Something
more
negative
negative your life
happens. You
gets.
get a
Yup.
negative attraction to that,
Yup.
and it's real. You know, if you keep talking to yourself, I'm not an idiot. I'm actually abundant.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a child of God. I am loved. I love myself. I love God. Everyone loves me. Money loves me more than I love myself.
Exactly.
And I love myself.
And yes.
Yes, those affirmations do work if you say them, but it just doesn't work off that. It's
It's action.
it's actually faith in action. So when you do the work to actually obtain that happiness within yourself, it all gets attracted to you like a magnet. Because if you're greater than precious metals or precious stones, that means you're everything. And everything should be attracted to you because you're the highest form of everything.
Exactly.
So that's why you're in the center of everything, even the earth at all times. That's why it's a circle, right? If it's a circle, if it's a globe, you're always going to be in the center of the earth no matter where you go. Because it's round. There's no edges.
There's no edges. Yup.
You're never meant to be in a
Exactly.
box. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when you become expansive, when you expand yourself to be everything, you say, all right, bet, you know, then I can be just like God and be as giving, as caring, as, but also thinking that because I am God and I'm hold everything up, I can hold myself up too. Because
Exactly.
if I'm the most powerful thing on ever existing, everything is a projection and image of me, then I have to be able to hold myself too. And that's what God is the dark and the light. It's holding, it has to meet in the middle. That's why you have yin and yang. It meets in the middle, light and dark. And even in the darkness there's light, and even in the light there's darkness.
Yup.
Because it all has to meet itself in the middle. And basically, when you start looking at that way, your whole world flips. literally.
It does.
When you
Just
know,
like the yin and the yang, you can
Yeah.
see it flipping.
Yeah.
Like depending on the perspective of how you look at it.
right, it's still the same image, it's just looked at it in a different
Exactly.
way. And everything can be looked at in different ways and forms.
It's the importance of art.
It's the importance, of art. Is the importance of creation. Even now, they're showing you diagrams of a person sitting here, and you know how an apple is created. Like when you cut an apple in half, it has the hole, and then it has that funnel in the middle. You are that in between that funnel that makes that roundness of that apple. That's why apple has the bitten apple, because we took a bite of that. Not saying Genesis, but we created that reality, and we took a bite of it. We want to be part of it to learn more. The only way for God to witness himself is without us in this creation, because it's all an image. So when you look at everything as reflections and projections,
Yes.
you can take care of every single aspect that you're doubting, because you're like, okay, I am in the middle. It's not egotistical to think that way, and it's more logical than egotistical, because
Yes.
it's like,
Yes.
I really am, because all there is me. Like, I look in the mirror, it's me, right? But everything else is what outside of me, and I gotta take care of that too.
Exactly.
Because if I don't take care of me, I can't take care of the rest. It will all go away. We would die. It will all go away. And then
you lose yourself in the
you'll
process.
either come back and start over, and you don't want to keep going over that.
Yeah,
shit again
right.
and again
Exactly.
and again.
That shit gets depressing, man.
Yeah.
For sure. So, this is the last one right here. If your younger self was listening to this episode, what would you want him to hear?
Everything.
Yeah, word, right? Just
Because this is things that I knew also, but I overlooked. I used to pray at a young age because of my trauma. I used to pray for my mom a lot because I seen what she went through.
okay.
And that made
That's
me so
important.
hyper vigilant that I literally sat there and knew from that trauma that there was a higher source that would protect us, or there's some type of higher source that is giving us this information and giving us imagery. You know what I'm saying? Because like, where is this all coming from? Like, how is it even existing? And it made me look deeper. I was living in back Maryland, in the hood, looking for spiders. Looking for looking for spiders. Looking at praying mantises. Looking at bugs, while everybody else is just playing basketball or just playing. I'm by myself, and I had friends. Don't get me wrong. I got along with whoever I got along with, but I will always take that time to just go find bugs, because I seen deeper than what the outside was telling me. Like, I was living in the hood, and I knew it wasn't the safest place, but I still found beauty in it. I still found life
That's
in it.
important. Rose
And
grew from concrete.
And the importance how everything is important. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, like, I started thinking like,
calling
why?
you weird and shit like that.
Yeah, like not weird, but it's like more so like they were intrigued as to why I was so intrigued with that, which I never really had like non-supporting roles in my life. Like, I always did have supporting roles. I'm more doubting myself.
Okay.
But
Yep.
I did get bullied though in school, but it wasn't for a very long time. It was for a certain extended time, but that still made me doubt myself too, because it's like, why am I being bothered for being myself?
Word.
But that never changed me from myself. I stayed to who I was, and I learned that people love me regardless.
Yes.
People will love me regardless. And I never took anything like to heart, really, 100%. Like, I wanted to hold on to. I would just like hold on to it for a little bit and release it. So I knew that it was like, okay, if I am looking at it this way, then there has to be something greater. You know what I'm saying? And that made me look deeper and deeper and deeper until where I am now. So that's what I'm saying. It's important for if my child self was looking at myself or listening to myself, is mainly this point, because there's still more to learn. But it's like I've been woken up so bad that I see what's actually being presented to us.
Exactly.
And a lot of this political shit is just a big chessboard to them, and you don't think so. But the reason why they're doing this is because you're going to think I'm crazy, but because the Galactic Federation will eventually try to show themselves, because it's that time. It's necessary. Everybody has woken up to the point where they understand it's deeper than what this is.
Yep.
And because they have broken themselves out of the curse of that reptilian brain, what it's feeding us, it's causing them to actually want to come out of the shadows or out of space or wherever the deep, come out and tell us something that's important for our next progression.
Yep. And don't be
And
scared.
A lot of people don't think it's gonna happen, but 3i Atlas just passed. They don't even know if it's a comet for real. They calling it a comet, but they don't know because it's not moving how they think it should move or know how it should move. So when you look at things, you gotta look at it like it's way deeper, you know. And my inner child would definitely, or my outer child, whatever. If my child self was listening to me, it would be just this, because it's deeper than what it is, and it gets deeper than what it is from there. It's never ending. God didn't just stop it with us and the earth. If He's the creative higher source of the world, that means that everything came from Him, and He will continue to create newer things. He can't stop creating. He's all things. He needs more and more things to witness Himself. And that's what we are. We're everything.
Everything, everywhere, every place, all the time, man.
All the time.
Niggas don't understand.
It's hard to believe because we can only see one singular point until we move on to the next one.
And then you got to think about it. You're also in a box.
Faith is believing in things not seen, right? So you got to believe that there's more to us than this, than what we're seeing now. There has to be a better projection at some point. It's kind of like when they used to have those goggles, and you put your thing to your eyes to the goggle and change the image, and it's something different every time. That's literally what life is.
Yeah, it's little shit you used to get in the McDonald's meals.
You just gotta keep getting born again. You just gotta keep being a child and continuing life and wanting to explore more, because when you're comfortable at a certain point, I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, but you're staying stagnant.
Yeah.
You're not being your true self. And you can see it every time you go forward to actually want to do something. Your mind stops you and you just get lazy, or you just want to do something else that distracts you.
Every single time, right? Yo, and it's
because even now, I ain't gonna lie. Today, I'm looking at I wanted to show up yesterday, but I know there was a communication. I was helping her brother, but today, before I even start, as soon as I started driving halfway here, I'm like, damn, do I really want to do this? And that's my mind, telling
you, yeah.
Nah, don't do it because you're comfortable where you're at. And I know I want to be greater. So you want to be greater, focus on that good thought. Focus on that thought.
I'm telling you, Eddie,
honestly, that thought is just projecting
the right mindset.
You. Yeah.
You got the right mind, because this is what my counselor is saying, and this nigga done been through coke, heroin, meth, and he is a social worker now. You feel me? Yeah. He's counseling other people to help them get through this shit. And he was like, he nigga was a trash can, and he said, yo, to be honest with you, I didn't even see myself making it to 25. So then I just was like, well, let me do the drugs to not make it to 25 until I made it to 27. Dang. Then I made it to 30. Then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying? And then that's what he said. Yo, when you get something in your mind and you know for a fact that you should be doing it, and something says, maybe I shouldn't, do that shit anyway. And then you'll figure out, maybe, damn, this is the best thing I ever did. Or, yo, I should have listened to my heart and said, nah, I shouldn't have did this shit.
Listen to your inner child. He's still in there. You just pushed him to the shadows.
Exactly. And you know, as the inner child, then you would have just jumped. I would have ran here from Mays Landing. You feel me? I wouldn't even thought about driving, right? I wouldn't even thought about driving to this motherfucker. I'd just be like, what? My bro coming. You know what I'm saying? But you lose that when you go, because you're like, damn, I gotta pay for gas. Then I gotta go get something to eat when I go back to, you know, usually everything starts hitting you on the way, and then you just like, yo, fuck it. I'm just trying to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
But at a certain point, you wanted to be the grown up to be able to buy whatever you wanted. But then you start noticing, are you really doing what you want to do?
No, not as an adult.
No. As an adult,
as a kid.
So it's always a progression.
Yeah,
it's always that's why some people die early. That's why some people die young. That's why some people just die in the womb. That's why some people are not born at all. Doesn't mean that energy stops. It just means that at a certain point where you're done, you're done. Because it's a purpose. You already learned what you needed to. You're ready to go to the next one. When you get old, that's because you took the time to be patient enough to understand life to where you got to now. Some people may remain ignorant. Some people might be fully loving. But whatever side you get, just know it's not wrong. It's just the point that they're at. Maybe they're meant to notice that shit right before death. Reflect on it and die, and then, I'm good.
Exactly. Who's to say? Exactly.
You ready to let go and move on? You ready to let go and move on? You know what I'm saying? That's why Jesus said He will save all mankind. But what do the Christians tell you? No, He only saves us. Nah, that's very wrong to think about. He's saving all mankind because He said He reversed the curse.
Exactly.
There's no more death if the curse is reversed, right? That means He's going to save you regardless, whether you die in your body or not. He's going to save you some way. He's going to make you realize what His consciousness knows. because it's the Holy Spirit. If His Spirit fills you, you're already holy. You're not living without God's Spirit, because
exactly.
nothing can live without the essence of God. So if you have He literally blew His Spirit into Adam, right? And we're talking biblically, because I know there's different views. But He blew into Adam His Spirit. Everybody else that was born from Him is just a split spirit every time. That's how DNA works. Well, I don't think the Spirit works the same way.
Exactly.
So when you have kids, that's pieces of you, and pieces of your ancestors, and pieces of God. And you're looking at it like, nah, it's just a child. So when you start looking at things like, it's really God, you know what I'm saying? You start looking at it like, okay, I can never die if I have His Spirit.
Exactly.
Even if I lose His flesh, because it's just an image being projected.
I still live on.
And they made us scared of dying because they think this is all we do.
Exactly, it's not.
And then when you get older, you become more complacent with life, but then you're like, I already understand. So I'm ready to move on. What's the point? And then when you're younger and you start getting depressed, you start looking. You already know because of hypervigilance, and you always in your thoughts. You already taught yourself everything you need to know before even 30, maybe. And you're saying, damn, this isn't the life I should live. And then something take you out. Boom! You done. Why?
Right.
You can't continue because you're done. You're ready to move on. You know there's nothing to really provide in this lifetime, but a lesson to yourself. Multiple lessons to yourself.
Yeah, that you've already gotten. That shit's crazy, man. And I might feel like that's a great sentiment to end it on. Thank Eddie, guys.
Thank you.
Holla at your boy.
If you
that's
wanna,
fire.
Follow my Instagram, you can go through Danya. But
Valid.
It's Golden Era, GXLDXN, and then Era, ERA 2045 on Instagram. You can add that. You'll see as a logo say Golden Era.
And I'm gonna tag you on it too on this video. So make sure y'all follow my boy Eddie.
I'm very spiritual, so I'm sorry.
Ain't nothing wrong.